What's up, guys and girls? Full action, and when this video starts off with Fei Long is Fei Long again, just like the last one. But as you can see from the title, it's story time again. And I was debating on, man, should I even tell this story? But what the hell? Who cares? It happened. This is my catfish story. Social media, man. This story happened back when MySpace was hotter than Facebook. You can already tell that was a while ago. MySpace was the place for the hookups, man. You could flirt. Everybody on MySpace was just looking to hook up and go on dates or whatever they was doing. And I would flirt on MySpace, but I never really would go meet anybody. Most of the people that I talked to lived in other states anyway. But this particular day I got a message from somebody who lived in my city, went to my school. Hey, you looking cute. You go to Ellis? Well, let's keep the locations and names private. You go to such and such school? Yeah, I see you out there. I see you. I was like, oh, you seen me? I never seen you. Well, who do I know you? I don't think so. I don't think you ever seen me, but I be seeing you, and you was you were cute, really going flirting with me. Now, this is when I first should have known that something was up. I went to this person's profile, which I always do, to investigate, like they do on Catfish. A lot of these people amaze me on that show, Catfish, because it's like they don't do the simplest investigations. I'm like, you don't go look at this person's page and see who their friends are just to make sure it look legit. I mean, you would never talk to this person on the phone in 2 years, and you didn't think that was strange. Anyway, I went to the page. The page seemed okay. I mean, it was a lot of friends that I recognized because they lived in the same city too. A lot of guys. So I'm like, okay. Of course, guys request females on MySpace to be their friends. I had nothing but females on my friend list. But there was something funny about the pictures. I was trying to look through the pictures. It wasn't a lot of pictures. And the ones that were on there were kind of... You know how people angle certain shots where you can't really make out details? Or it's like just a little kind of hard to make out what the person really looks like? That's how the pictures were. So I'm like, I can't really tell if she looked good or not, you know. I'm gonna keep it real. You gotta look good, man. You gotta be attractive. So I was like, you know, before I flirt back with this person, let me make sure that it's really who it say it is, and it's not a totally different person than what's on the picture. So I didn't really flirt back. I was talking. I was like, oh yeah, you really think so? You think? Yeah, listen. I want to meet face to face. This was what the person was saying. I want to meet face to face. You know, I was like, well,
It's the battle of the century.
let me think about that. So I thought about it a while. I didn't want to just jump out. I don't know this person like that. I mean, I talked to him for about a week or two on text messages and on MySpace. Then we exchanged. Well, of course, if we texted, we exchanged numbers. But then we got to the phone call stage. And we talked a little bit. Seemed okay. So after a couple phone calls, I was like, okay, let's go ahead on. I was like, okay, I want to see you in person. So we set that up. We set up a little meeting at this person's house one night. It was like, come by my house. I live at such and such. And I went over there, which is something I would never do again, because not because of the store, but it's just because people are crazy these days, and that was a real dangerous thing to do. So I wouldn't recommend any of y'all do that. If you're gonna meet a person online, do it in the daytime in a public place, because you just never know. But this was nighttime by myself. Went over to this complete stranger's house, really, that I just talked to a few times on the phone. Look at this Zangief. I call him Zangief. Gotta remember how I fight this matchup, but I'm doing pretty well. Anyway, back to the store. I went over there. So the person opens the door, and I go in, and it's something not quite right from the start because all the lights was off in the person's apartment. The TV was on. So I'm like, okay, why is it so dark in here? In my head. And she was like, hey, da 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 da. And I'm like, hey, what's up? You what's up, you know? So we went and sat on the couch, which was in front of the TV. And I got some light shed on the situation from the TV. The light from the TV shed some light on this person, if you know what I'm saying. And right when I got a good look in the dark, now it's still dark with just TV light, so you can't really make out every detail of a person in that situation. But I'm not an idiot, and I've seen enough Jerry Springer to know what I was looking at. Oh man, can y'all guess what I was looking at? Let me give you a few seconds. How many of y'all guessed that this was a guy dressed up as a female?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled.
Yes, it happened to me. It was a guy dressed up as a female. And I knew it. It didn't take me any time to figure it out. That's why I don't understand these guys on Jerry Springer talking about I couldn't tell. You know when a female don't quite look like a female. I mean, when I had talked to this person on the phone, it sounded like a female. But in person, you could kind of really tell even easier by the voice that something wasn't quite right. And as soon as I saw this person, I knew, because the head was too big. It just looked unnatural. The forehead or something was too big. I was like, this is a guy. What the fuck? This is a dude. Oh my god, what the fuck have I done? So this is what I was panicking in my head. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I didn't let on that I knew that it was a dude. I played it off like the person was still talking, and I was just talking. You know, I was like, yeah. Yeah. Then I was like, I had to think fast because I didn't know if there was another person like this hiding in the back and they was gonna kidnap me or do something crazy, or you never know, man. I've been watching the ID channel a lot. This stuff happens. People get murdered like this. So I had to think fast. I was like, oh, I just played it off. I didn't let on that I knew that there was a dude. I sat in there about 10 minutes and thinking about how I was going to escape. And then I was finally like, you know, I just came up with the lamest excuse. I was like, I just said, I just got to go. All that thinking and all I had to say was, oh, yeah, I got to go. I got to go do something. So I just made sure I got out of there first. So I got out. There was no touching, no interacting like that. Just a little talking while I thought about my escape plan. And once I got in my car and got a safe enough distance away from that house, I texted this person and was like, I know the deal. Let's just act like this never happened. And they had the nerve to be like, what you talking about? I said, you know what I'm talking about. And I left it at that. Because I'm not homophobic or anything like that. I don't bash gay people if that's your thing. But what I don't like is these type of people that do what this person did. You deceiving. You're trying to be slick. Now, I don't like that. But I'm never going to hate anybody else. Because, first of all, I'm not concerned about anybody else's life. I mean, it's not my life. I like women. So, if you want to be gay, that's good. More women for me, you know. I take all the women that you leave behind. But when you try to lie like that and just catch somebody off guard and you deceive them, that's when it's disgusting and despicable. But still, I didn't hate this person. I just told him, I was like, look, if this person got mad at me, had enough to get mad at me, like, snapping on me. I'm like, look, if you pull this crap on the right kind of dude, right now your ass will be beat. You might be murdered if you pull this on the wrong dude. Now me, I'm an easygoing dude. Stuff don't really get to me. I mean, this got to me. It disturbed me, but I wasn't gonna let it make me do something that put me in jail or start hating gay people, because I just don't do that. And I was cool about it. I was like, look, just act like it never happened. I won't tell nobody nothing about it. I won't go around throwing your name out there saying, you know, that's a dude, right? I was just going to act like it never happened. And that's why I left it, thinking that this person would do the same thing. But I found out a little while later that that's not the case. This person was telling people that they messed with me and they met my mama and everything. It's like, oh, God. Now, this happened a few years back, so, I mean, it wasn't a big deal. It just happened to be one. I happened to meet another girl that was really a girl that I hung out with for a little while. And this person actually worked where this girl worked. And the girl happened to be talking to me on Facebook. And the guy that was dressed up like a girl must have been next to her and saw her. Because this is what the girl told me. She told me that the guy that dressed up like a girl and tried to trick me said, oh, you talked to him? I used to talk to him too. I messed with him and everything. I met his mama. Now, the girl knew that this was a guy already. And so she started thinking I was gay. She was like, did this really happen? She was like laughing at me. It pissed me off. She was like, oh my God, you did that? I was like, no, that's not what happened. And I told her the story. Just like I'm telling y'all the story about how that went down. And she seemed like she believed me. Now, I'll never know deep down if she really did. Always wonder if that really happened like that. But she seemed to be like, she just laughed at me a little bit and was like, that's funny. So I'm pretty sure she knew that I was telling the truth. But it's like, all that is what made me so mad about this situation. Not only the fact that you lied and got me over there thinking you was a female, but the fact that you lied later, even after I promised that I wouldn't even slander you. You going around bragging like you dated me and junk like that and met my family? What the fuck? Not only are you lying to try to get people to talk to you, you lying about hanging with people and that's like, you know what? But it's all my fault. It's a good learning experience. Ever since then, I left that stuff alone because it was dumb of me to even do that. You know, go to a person's house and all that I didn't meet in real life. And it's funny now that this show Catfish came on because it's happening to quite a few people. Like, they'll go to the person's house with the crew and it'll be a female instead of a dude or a dude instead of a female. So I'm like, oh man, that show is crazy, but I can relate to it kind of in a whole different way because I actually had that little experience. I mean, it wasn't like I was in love with this person, talking to him for 2 years. That's got to be even worse because the people on Catfish really be in love, man. I can only imagine what it's like to be deceived like that. You put all your hopes into this person, hoping that one day you'll meet them and that you'll be happy, and then it's not even a real person. That's like just, it's despicable, man. And the people who do it, it's like they always had the same reason. Like, I had low self-esteem and I just needed someone to talk to. That don't cut it, man. You can't play like that. That's why I'm all about keeping it real, man. But look, y'all be careful with this social media online dating stuff, man, before y'all get y'all a catfish story. Leave them catfishes in the pond, if you know what I'm saying. Go to the mall and just meet you a girl or a guy that you can actually lay eyes on, and that don't guarantee anything. They might be a psycho. You just never know. Take care of yourselves, y'all. South Share Rise out.